Hi, this is a quick video for writing stories for broadcast. So you're going to need to open up the handout that I have posted on Web Access while you view this. And I would suggest downloading that and bringing that to class. At any rate, I wanted to introduce you very briefly to three types of radio stories. One is called a voicer. This is when the story has no sound bite or actuality. And sound bites or actualities are recorded quotes that you have from someone you've interviewed. So a voicer would be a quick story with none of those recorded sounds from other people in it. A reader slash actuality, also known as RAs, these stories are read by the radio anchor who activates that pre-recorded soundbite or actuality and then reads the ending copy. So you would hear the anchor's voice, then you would hear a quick cutaway to somebody who's been interviewed, and then the anchor would wrap up the story. A third type of radio story are raps, and that's when the anchor reads the story lead, kind of introduces it, and the rest of the story is voiced by a reporter. And that reporter will also include sound bites or actualities in his or her piece. If you listen to NPR News in the morning, you hear this a lot. You'll hear the anchor introduce a story, and then the reporter will take it over. So on radio, a lot of stories are very short, about 30 seconds. On NPR, sometimes you'll get longer stories, but typically these are very short. So another area of broadcast is obviously TV, and they have 5 basic types of stories. And again, if you decide to be a broadcast major, you'll learn way more about this stuff. But the first type are readers. And again, you might have the anchor, and there's no cutaway to B-roll or anything like that. You just see the anchor who gives a quick story, and perhaps there's a graphic over the anchor's shoulder. Second kind is a VO or voiceover, where the anchor will read a story, but the story is also accompanied by some of those cutaways to visuals or video, B-roll while the anchor is speaking. Then you have voiceover to sound on tape, where the anchor reads part of the story over some visuals, but then cuts away to at least one soundbite. In other words, you're not just getting B-roll, you're actually cutting away to someone who has been interviewed, or perhaps somebody is speaking at a press conference, and you get that included in this. Then there are packages, and the anchor will set up the story. This is called a tag, and then the package is when what the reporter has put together with those interviews, B-roll, and the reporter's voiceover. So in a sense, that is sort of like the wrap up here for radio. That would be comparable to that. And then there's another type, and you've definitely seen this on local news, the donuts, where the reporter, you have the anchor who introduces perhaps the story and then cuts away to a reporter who's doing a live stand-up. Here I am at the scene of the tornado or whatever it is. And then the reporter cuts away to a story that he or she has recorded earlier in the day. Perhaps earlier in the day, going back to the tornado example, that reporter went around and interviewed business owners and homeowners and the police or fire chief, etc. And that story will run, and then it'll cut back to the live reporter. And then finally, what I really want you guys to know for what we're going to be doing over the next couple of assignments is broadcast story structure. This is one type of story structure, kind of like when we learned inverted pyramid. So this is just a down and dirty, like, how do you write a broadcast story? And this is called dramatic unity. So what you're going to see here, what you're going to do is have some sort of climactic first sentence. You want to grab the reader's attention. And again, this may be a hard, soft, throwaway, or umbrella lead. And then you're going to give a cause. And I would say for the stories that we're writing that are practicing this, you're going to have a soft or hard lead here. And notice again, this is in future tense. It could be in present tense, but you want it to feel really present, timely, I should say. And then we'll get the cause. So this sentence right here kind of sounds a lot like what we would write as a summary lead in print. So that's one way you can think of it. Notice it's in past tense. It's kind of following that structure a little bit. And then the impact or the effect on particularly your audience. Again, notice that everything's in present in terms of the first sentence, or it is in present or future tense. The rest of the stuff can be in past tense. That's fine. And then, we've got that summary lead type feel, and then we have some sort of look ahead or impact on your audience. Okay, hope this helps, and I look forward to seeing your writing that you do.